Hello to all 7th grade students of the Lakota School District. My name is Dr. Kevin Joseph, and I'm the President and CEO of Westchester Hospital. You or your parents might have been to Westchester Hospital because of a medical emergency, a broken bone, a surgery, or medical tests like an x-ray. We are a full-service hospital that can treat patients with many different kinds of health problems. We are affiliated with the University of Cincinnati, which allows us to draw upon the College of Medicine's 200-year history of research and medical expertise. We are also affiliated with UC Physicians, Cincinnati's largest group of physicians with more than 650 doctors in nearly every medical and surgical specialty. I'd like to talk to you today about a new kind of surgery that's performed at Westchester Hospital. It's called robotic surgery. That's right, surgeons can now use a robot as a tool to help them perform surgery. What do you think when you hear the word robot? You might think of a character from the movie WALL-E or Transformers, but in reality, a robot is defined as a machine that operates automatically or by remote control. Our robot can't perform surgery by itself. It needs a doctor and a team of other healthcare professionals to tell it exactly what to do. But the benefits of using a surgical robot are enormous for both the doctors and the patients. The robot we use is called the Da Vinci Surgical System. It can be used to perform surgery on the colon, the stomach, the prostate, uterus, bladder, and to remove all sorts of cancers from the body. A specially trained surgeon uses the robot by sitting at a console close to the robot and placing his or her hands into the controls. The surgeon looks into a 3D viewer of the inside of the patient and moves the hands just like they would if they were physically performing the surgery. The robot mimics the surgeon's hand movements, but on a much smaller scale inside the body of the patient. Why is it helpful to use the robot for surgery? There are many reasons that benefit both the doctors and the patients. It helps physicians to see smaller details inside of the patient's body using the robot's tiny video cameras. In addition, doctors are able to use the robot's instruments in places where they normally may not be able to fit their own hands. Finally, using the robot is a more comfortable way for the doctor to perform the surgery because it allows him or her to remain seated throughout the surgery, as opposed to standing above the patient for hours at a time.
You say the surgeon does not have to even be in the same room.
That's exactly right. So these instruments are connected to the console, which then remotely connects to this device over here, which is the control center where the surgeon sits. And you don't have to be here. You could be in the next room, you could be upstairs, you could be in Kansas or in France. Surgeons have operated on patients that have been on the other side of the Atlantic while they've been operating here in the States. So anything is possible.
This machine just enhances the ability of a human surgeon.
It does. And what it really does, Tanya, is it gives you the opportunity to do the same operation through tiny incisions. And for some operations, you can really do a better job because you can see things better.
So would you love to do all your operations?
I would love to. It's the most comforting feeling in the middle of the operation to be sitting here. It's quiet.
Right.
You're going about your business.
Patients benefit from the robotic surgery as well. They benefit because a robot uses such tiny instruments, the surgeon does not need to make as large of an incision to enter the body. The smaller cuts mean that the patient can heal much faster and have much smaller scars after the surgery. And since the patients heal more quickly, that means they can go home from the hospital sooner.
And I kind of went, I can't imagine I'm going to walk out of here tonight. But you know what? When 5 o'clock rolled around, I was on my feet, walking out the door. And that was, 24 hours after being on the operating table. So it was amazing to me. So I walked out of the hospital that evening and went home, and literally I think it was within 2 days my wife and I were out just taking a walk together on the street. feeling that good so quickly, I actually entered a couple of races within about 2.5 weeks of my surgery. My son then, we're very active together. He gave me the ultimate challenge. He said, "Dad, how about a marathon?" You know, and it had been just about a month since I'd been on the operating table. You know, it's one thing to bounce back and be able to go out and do these 10Ks and that, but a marathon takes a lot out of you. Even when you're in great conditioning, it takes a lot out of you. So I was quite surprised at how good I felt. Since that time, virtually my life has been identical to what it was before surgery.
Now that you know a little bit about the robotic surgery, I'd like to ask for your help. Our new robot needs a name. Since it's such an important member of our team, we think it needs a name that's creative, original, and fun. Work together as a class to decide on a single name. All of the other 7th grade science classes in the school district will be doing the exact same thing. Each class can only submit one name, and then the community, Westchester, will vote to decide a winner. The top 2 classes with the most votes will get to visit the hospital to test drive the robot, and of course have a pizza party. The winning class will receive an iPad to share in the classroom, and the name they choose will be displayed on a plaque and attached to the robot itself. Remember, when you're deciding on a name, ask yourselves, is the name original? Is the name memorable? Is it creative? Is it meaningful? These are the criteria that will be used to select the winning name. As a class, write a short explanation about why you feel that the name you chose is an appropriate name for our robot. You can learn a lot more about robotic surgery online by visiting uchealth.com/Westchester Hospital. You can watch even more videos and read about some of the amazing things that are possible through robotic surgery. I look forward to hearing all of your suggestions for our robot's new name. And I thank you very much for your help. Good luck.